Guruji, I just wanted to share that you talked about psychology and therapy. So, in therapy, there is a module where it's called the wise mind. So, what it means is uh, hu humans have an emotional mind and a reasonable mind. So, if you make a Venn diagram, make a circle like this, the emotional mind is the wise mind, and the meeting of these two minds is the wise mind. So, reasonable mind, emotional mind, and when it meets, that's the wise mind. So, you want to aim towards working through your wise mind, not your emotional mind, not your reasonable mind. You want to meet. Just wanted to share.
Wise mind. Okay, I should remember that.
Mm.
So
How will you recognize it?
wait 1 minute. So so but the part of the mind that is good at reasoning, there is one
So, two
part.
circles, one
Two circles are
circle,
there. Yeah,
and
I
then
got
two
it.
circles.
Hmm.
Yeah, and when the two circles cross, and that
Cross.
is the wise mind.
So our goal is to strive to be good at both, so to speak, and then meet in the middle. Okay.
Hey, recognize both, right? So you're not, all the time. You're not. When you're angry, you don't want to act from that. Uh, Recognize that that's the emotional mind is at play, and you don't want to respond to that. And then the reasonable mind is where logic happens, right? So you don't want to be uh, a person who's always rationalizing everything, because emotion is a valid part of being human.
Yeah.
So the wise mind is, um, so the way you work is you connect with your intuitive part, with your gut. Allow the gut, your intuition to come work. So so you don't want to be in either side of the extremes.
Yeah. So then what is intuition? Now you brought see, reason is I understand, emotion I understand. Now you're saying intuition. Where do
So
you place intuition?
um, I think as human beings, we know right versus wrong, right? We know dharma versus adharma,
And that is
right?
intuition. That is
Yeah,
okay. Good.
yeah.
Something like conscience.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And can intuition also mean vasana?
I
I
don't
think
know.
traditionally that is what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Vasana is intuition.
Yeah. So now we have to be careful how you say all these things, because Vasana means I'm not in the control of Vasana. But here intuition is, hey, you kind of know what is right and wrong. And so it is there in my awareness. It could be even universally right and wrong, or it could be in my context right and wrong. So that is intuition. Vasana can disturb intuition. My definition of Vasana will be, now I'll put an opposite definition. It's that which disturbs intuition is Vasana, which which uh, which uh, which interferes with intuition is called vasana. Vasana. I mean, good vasana, bad vasana, and all there, but I'm just generally saying.
How do you define intuition, Guruji?
Weighing the pros and cons, ability to weigh the
No,
pros and
intuition is something what you do instinctively, right?
That is why intuition is a bit dangerous. Suppose somebody says it is my intuition. Now, what do you say? Is it just because it is just because it is your intuition, it is right? I feel this is the way to do it. Okay, you feel it is the way to do it. All right, that is fine. You feel it like that. but it is my intuition. Means now you can't, because intuition means right wrong, a knowledge of right wrong. Therefore, you know knowledge of right wrong, and therefore your intuition is correct. Like that, we can't use intuition to justify a person's actions, because that instinct will come into play. How do I know I'm distinguishing instinct from intuition? Assuming, giving that status to intuition, giving that right wrong knowledge to intuition. That's why for us, intuition is not a pramana in Vedanta. Dharma is there. Dharma is there. Knowledge of right and wrong. And we know what is right and wrong. Swapna said that. We know what is right and wrong. And that is intuition. If you say,
When we are equating intuition to dharma.
then we are equating intuition to dharma. Correct.
But that's not always true, Guruji, because when you do things intuitively, it is not a concept coming from dharma. It's a concept coming from what naturally comes to me.
It is difference between instinct and intuition. There is a difference.
It's correct. It's the correct. And so this is the first time I'm hearing the connection between intuition and dharma. But maybe our intuition should be driven by dharma. That's what we should say, I think. Check with dharma before you follow through on your instinct. And once you check with dharma, then it becomes intuition. Good intuition, maybe we should say. So yeah, so I never use the word intuition in my talks because it's a fuzzy word, and sometimes some Vedantins use the word intuition. Intuitively, you know. Fine, intuitively, you know means a part of us which seems to know something without being told, without being taught. Without being taught, I know that I should not hurt others. Others will feel the hurt, and it's not right. But helplessly, I hurt somebody else. Okay, that I know. But so, yeah, I think we have to be careful with these words. But point is, Enama, Narayana.
I thought we need to distinguish between these three terminologies: intuition, instinct, and gut feeling. I thought more or less all three mean the same.
No, okay, instinct.
Intuition, instinct, and gut feel.
Instinct is mainly, I think it is something to do with physical, like fear to protect your body, fear of, this more of physical instincts. Emotionally, I think it is more of intuition because it needs some kind of backing of intelligence, like what is good for on a larger cause, that kind of understanding to avoid conflicts, because all of us are trying to avoid conflicts to sustain. So physically avoiding some pain maybe is instinct. You can't do anything much about it. Like you see something which will hurt you, obviously there is an instinct to prevent from getting hurt. But emotionally, I think so it needs some intellectual, some database is required to make it more wiser. There is a gap between reaction and response. That's something that.
Like Swapnaji, when she made that comment about the Venn diagram, on the emotional mind, she mentioned 2 points: intuition and gut.
I didn't get some words there.
So when Swapnaji, when she made a reference to the Venn diagram, he said the emotional mind is influenced by intuition. It's intuitive and gut feeling. So I'm just connecting with that.
Intuitive, and what is the last word? I didn't get it.
Gut feeling.
Oh, gut feeling.
That's what I think she said.
Yeah, point though to be taken is, be careful. 2 things. If you accept emotion and intellect are 2 different things, 2 different faculties of the mind, then, nobody can say no to emotion. Nobody can say no to intellect. So we have to have both. We don't let our lives be driven by emotion. Even though I have emotions, I just feel it, I cry it out, laugh it out, whatever, and resolve it that way. But don't make decisions based on emotion. make decisions based on reason. And a person who is able to make that good marriage between these two is a wise, what do you call it? Wise zone,
Wise
wise
mind,
mind,
wise mind.
wise
Yeah.
mind, wise mind. Okay, that's good.
Validating, yeah. See, the a reasonable mind is you don't want to, you know, you have to validate a person's emotion, right? Emotions are valid. It is part of human beings. So you can't say, oh, you should not be feeling sad. Why are you feeling sad? It's an emotion. One has to validate that. So being logical and not just invalidating
Emotion.
emotions it doesn't work, right? So um, you want to strive towards a healthy balance. That's what it is, right?
Mm, mm. Good. No, that's the message from this.
So I have another way of putting it, Guruji, that Venn diagram, being totally emotional is being animalistic. Being totally rational, without any emotion, maybe you're a machine.
Okay.
So one extreme is you're a machine, the other extreme you're an animal, be somewhere in between.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah, that will work, I think.
Dhanyavad.
Good point. Wise mind. Because we are not psychology, we are not trained in psychology, and we means at least I am not. But so somebody who brings that perspective is good. And that subject also must be growing. It has to keep growing like every other subject. And so, hey, so Swapna, do you folks have this certifications every 5 years? You have to certify yourself and all. Is that such a thing there?
So we have to renew our license, and for that we need 30 hours of continued education.
Oh,
So every
and
2 years.
every 2 years. And continued education is not the work. Can the work you do be? No, it's
And we
not.
have to take courses. Yeah.
Courses.
So that
Okay.
hours it will add up to 30 hours of. Out of that, 6 hours has to be on ethics, and then there's cultural competence, that is another 2 hours or something. And then now human trafficking is a mandatory thing. That's 1 hour. So about 10 hours goes in this. Then 20 hours you can take any subject, any topic that is of interest to you, and you take the course, you pass a test, and then those hours get accumulated for your renewal.
Mm.
Yeah.
So throughout the year you can take any time. Throughout the 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's doable,
Mm.
and it's nice. It's interesting. So many different topics you get to learn, and
Correct. Correct. How is it in India?
I don't know. I don't know
Mm.
much.
You should check with somebody. Okay. Good. So Prasad, go ahead.
Namaskar, Jitman. So actually, I mean, the previous discussion, though I didn't have intention to, but based on that discussion, I have different understanding. The intuition cannot become dharma because intuition is no logic. It is not based on any logic. So it just comes out. It may be a spontaneous thinking, but if it is spontaneous thinking, then my values which are accrued sort of should become sort of universal values. It is relative. Dharma is relative. At relative level, I'm thinking now, spontaneously, if something comes out of me, it should be somewhat close to the universal values, which I have imbibed, or my personal values. In other words, the universal values becoming my personal values, or so far I have imbibed. because this comes from me, intuition, no logic, and it just comes out of spontaneously, something comes out of me, right? So that may, whatever intuition comes out of me may not be correct for other person, because it differs in terms of values, what I assimilated in me versus the other person assimilated. So that's my thinking on it.
Yeah, so that is fine. And so that is why we are always, we don't refer to intuition at all. We leave it at dharma. And dharma, if I don't follow dharma, it's my problem. And I have to process that. And intuition and instinct, these two, the again Venn diagram you should draw. What is it? We have to first define what instinct is. See, instinct we have to define. Intuition we have to define first. We have to start from the basics. And then another Venn diagram will come. Instinct, intuition. Is there an intersection between the two? Like this and all, we will have to start talking. So we have to see the definition of how the psychologists define intuition. That'd be nice to know. And then based on that, we can even understand better. But yeah, if you leave it at intuition, then Vedanta will not accept that as a pramana, because God alone knows what your intuition is. We can't accept that. Arjuna says, it is my intuition that I have to go to Rishikesh. That is what he said. I think now I understand sannyasa. Now it's time for me to take sannyasa, he says. Big lecture is going on there. So we have to be careful here. So yeah, I mean, we have to look. I mean, this is a big topic, I'm sure. And in psychology, they have to study all these things. They have to properly study these things. I'm sure they do. And good. So point well taken, Prasadji.
Yeah. So and other point when you mentioned about the Gemini or wherever you searched ChatGPT.
So what was the last word?
So ChatGPT or which you said that who is the psychologist. I remember some time back looking at the father of positive psychology is Martin Seligman. That's what Martin Seligman, yeah, even before Freud. So yeah, that is what considered as. I don't know why that name came. That's another point.
They're all very recent, 200 years ago maximum, 1870s, 1880s, like that. So, good.
The other things, so these are the main things which I want to say. So I was just referring to whatever you said. I remembered, like when you talk about Triputi, it's in Aham Bhojanam Naiva Bhojyam Na Bhokta. Those three comes there. When you
I forgot to mention it. Good. I'm glad you mentioned. And if you look at that Nirvana, shatkam, you won't find karta, karma and all you won't find. But bhokta, bhojyam, bhojanam will come there.
Bhojanam, yeah.
Aham bhojanam naiva bhokta na. Aham bhojanam naiva bhojyam na bhokta. Thanks. Yeah.
The other one is you mentioned about akamahata. In I think Viveka Chudamani, we got that the Guru's description, Srotriyam Brahmanistam, akamahata and avrujinaha, something like that. Avrujinaha, which is like sinless. Or those are the characteristic of a guru. Akamahata is also came in one of the sloka.
Good. So the Guru Lakshanam was mentioned.
Guru Lakshanam, yeah.
Akamahataha. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Guruji, what we saw in Mundaka was Nishkalam.
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 Yeah. Nishkalam is what? Nishkalam is partless.
Parts.
Partless. Because kala means part.
Yeah.
So Nishkalam.
Undivided.
Undivided. Niravayavam.
That's why it's Shubram. It continues as Shubram.
Shubram.
Nishkalam comes in the next 10 slokas, which you are going to deal with. Yeah. In Viveka Chudamani, Nishkalam. Yeah.
Yeah. Shubram.
Niranjanam, Shubham, more or less.
We know a friend called Shubroto. I don't know if I wonder if that Shubram, it comes, is it connected? Must be connected, I think. Shubroto. Because Bengali, Bengali and Sanskrit, really speaking, there's no difference, but they create a lot of difference by pronouncing it differently. Shubram. Subramanyam is there in Tamil Nadu. Subramanyam is there. I need to figure out the Vyutpatti of Subramanyam. How this word Subramanyam comes. Shubraha, correct. It has to be there. It has to be Shubraha only, I think. I don't see any other meaning for Subra.
Guruji, there is a lady name in Bengalis. They have Shubra. I remember now. One of the professor name was Shubra Mitra.
See,
Shubhra. Yeah, Shubhra.
Hena?
correct.
See, she's telling. Yeah.
Huh?
Momita is confirming.
Where is
He
she?
said there is Shubra. Yeah, Shubra is
Shubhra
a name.
Guruji.
Yeah, Momita.
Shubhra, yes.
Shubra, yeah.
Yeah. It is
Shubra.
that Golwala Shah, Guruji, not Dantasya. We write Golwala Shah, Shubhra. Shu and Bha, it comes.
And the same shoe as in Shiva. Shiva ka shoe. Shiva ka sha.
Shiva Kasha. Ha.
Good. Same thing. In Sanskrit also it's the same thing. Yeah.
But in Subramanyam, it is the other Sakara and Bra, no? Alpa Prana Ba, Subramanya. Brahmanya, Subramanya, like that probably. Brahma, from that it comes.
Yeah, we are capable of twisting anything. So we have to look into all that. That is the current, your current incarnation is that. What you said is correct.
No, but Subramanya Bhujanga Mandal, that is how it is written, no, Guruji. I mean, it is not Subramanya Bhujanga.
You're right. Subramanya Bhujangam. You're right. So, Subramanya. Brahmanya. Yeah, I think we can figure out the Vyutpatti of that. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. This is Subramanyam. Correct. It can't be Shubra. So Tamilians are not as bad as our Bengalis in this matter, I mean. Maybe.
What is the Vyutpatti of Shubra, Jayakumarji?
Shubra. Shubram means pure. Shubram means pure. Pure. Like this Nishkalam. Nirmalaha.
Shubram, yeah.
Nirmala. That is what is Shubra.
Jayakumarji in Vande Mataram, which is in Sanskritam, of course, and partly Bengali, but some Sanskritam, but that Shubra Jyotsna comes. That is pure moonlight like that.
Correct. Shubra. Very good.
Pulakita Yamini. Pulla Kusumita Drumadala Shobini. That also Shobini, that also that Shah only comes.
Yeah.
But Suhasini. The other is like Subramanya, the Suhasini.
Yeah.
Sumadura Bhashini.
We need to get that back to our national anthem.
Acharya is saying, Guruji, Yasmat Virajam Nishkalam Cha Ataha Tat Shubram Shubram.
Correct. Yeah. Good. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanathaaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.